What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is Hart, and today we have another NBA slates breakdown on Draftkings. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Hart, as I just said, and I make daily NBA slate breakdowns on Draftkings, as well as future NFL and PGA slate breakdowns, NBA prize pick videos, and a bunch of other content on my channel, so make sure to go check that out down below. So welcome to my channel. If you could hit that like, subscribe button, comment, I do appreciate all the support recently. Got to 200 subs. Now we're on the way to 500. So if we get to 500 by the end of the playoffs, that would be huge. Do greatly appreciate all the support. And before we get into it, just make sure to follow me on Twitter at HardDFS. Really engaging with you guys a lot more there. As you guys can see, prize picks, we're on a 3-day win streak. Been on a little bit of a heater, but Reggie Jackson, 0.1. We're really going to lose by 0.1. This is a layup with the last 20 seconds left and turns the ball over. Anyways, follow me on Twitter at HardDFS, and now let's get into the little slate breakdown for this play-in game. First, we got Charlotte and Atlanta, and the Spurs and Pelicans. Both these games should be very close. I mean, as we saw yesterday, both games were great games, very close. So I'm excited to watch these games tonight, especially the Charlotte-Atlanta game. Should be a great game to watch. And let's dive into it. We got LaMelo Ball, 9-7. Looks great. Really love him on Prize Picks today. So make sure to follow me and watch the Prize Picks video I put out later today. But he's been playing amazing, and these have been blowout games. Lost run in this because it's been a blowout. Lost run in this one, it was a blowout. Lost run in this one, it was a blowout. Blowout. Every game so far, the past 6 games has been a blowout for them, and LaMelo Ball has gone absolutely off. So, I mean, LaMelo Ball seen close to probably 40 minutes in the spot against Atlanta. Amazing spot, especially for Prize Picks, his fantasy score. I really love him there, but really love LaMelo Ball at 9-7. Same with Bridges and Rozier. I mean, all three are firmly in play for me. Miles Bridges has kind of come down to earth the past 3 games. That's because he hasn't been shooting the ball, especially this past game. But then there was the blowouts, didn't have to do much, just kind of got points, and that was it. But really like him in the spot against the Atlanta Hawks. Expect him to be very aggressive. 7-1 is a great price tag for him. Same thing with Terry Rozier. I think the starting 5 for the Hornets are probably going to see close to 38, maybe even 40 minutes for LaMelo, Miles, Rozier. I'm not sure Washington. I'm sure he'll get 30, 35. Same. Plumlee will probably get 30. And then Oubre will come in and probably get 25 minutes. Maybe push to 30. Maybe they'll throw in McDaniels just to get some, just to guard some people. Cody Martin, maybe you get some run. I know it's the playoffs, so some of these guys might get limited in their run. And then Montrezl Harrell will just fill in the backup minutes for Plumlee. So we could expect maybe 20 minutes from him as well. I just think they're going to run their starting 5, the Hornets side, and just kind of go from there, with Kelly Oubre being the main one off the bench who's going to get a ton of run. Otherwise, these McDaniels and Cody Martin are more dart throws. Feel safe to go to Martin over McDaniels just because he's gotten to run all season, and he's a pretty good player when he gets to run. But I don't know if you want to go there, you definitely can, especially for some salary relief at 3,700 or Kelly Oubre at 3,900. I don't know if I'd get there for Mason Plumlee at 4K. Should see about 25 minutes against Capella. Capella's not that great of an offensive player, so Mason Plumlee shouldn't be in too much foul trouble or struggling on the defensive end that much. So he should play, close to 30 minutes, you'd hope. And at 4K, that's not bad. He's a guy who can definitely get the rebounds, score a few points, get you a block, assist, maybe even a steal. So 4K, that's not a bad price in this pace-up matchup against the Atlanta Hawks. But really like the 3 at the top. Don't mind if you get to 2 out of the 3. I think it would be a great play, especially Bridges and Rozier. I think maybe even 3 out of 3. I'm fine with you going 3 out of 3 in this game because these guys are all high usage guys, all guys we're going to see close to 40 minutes and should, shoot the ball a ton, can get you those other peripheral stats. So I really like these 3 in the spot. And then for the values, obviously, Plumlee, Oubre, and Martin. And maybe Montrez, you can take a dart throw on him. Good point per minute guy. I'm fine if you get there over Plumlee. just in case Plumlee is doing bad and they need some juice, some energy off the bench. I don't understand why my computer keeps freezing. There we go. Atlanta side, we have Trey Young, 10-6. Going to see 40-plus minutes in this game. Probably going to shoot the ball 25-plus times. And it's Trey Young. As we know, he's going to get you a good amount of assists. Can get you rebounds. You know, not almost averaging a steal a game. Sometimes he can get you, 2, maybe even 3 if he's playing well. But 10-6 is not a bad spin up for Trey. There's not a lot of spin ups today. I think it's Dejante Murray and Trey. And then the next one is $1,000 cheaper at CJ. So Trey will still be popular, but I don't know if he'll be that popular, as you can kind of fit in a good amount of those Charlotte guys and some guys in the Pelicans for a lot cheaper. But do really like Trey in the spot, 10-6 against the Hornets. Played him 4 times this season, averaged almost 36 minutes, about 21 points per game. I think that number should, be a lot higher, or will be a lot higher today. So really like Trey in the spot, 10-6. Capella 6'9" is just more of a secondary play for me. He should see, about 30 minutes, maybe a few more. Been playing well when it comes to double-doubles recently, kind of the old Capella way that we saw last season. At the beginning of the season, he was pretty brutal. Wasn't doing much offensively or defensively on the rebounding end. And that's because John Collins is kind of having a little bit of a better breakout year. And he's a good player. So he's definitely stealing some usage away from Capella on the pick and rolls. But John Collins is not in. Capella is in. Should see about 30 minutes. I feel safe saying we'll see 30 minutes out of Capella. It has the double-double upside. Can get you some blocks. But I don't know if he had to go there at 7K. Do really like Bogdanovich. Back-to-back great games. As you can see, can get you rebounds. Good at, getting some assists. I think we see at least 35 minutes out of Bogdan off the bench today in this matchup against Charlotte. Love him at 5'7". We'll throw him in right now in the core. Gallo has been getting the start. He's actually been playing pretty well. Last game he got 26 points. He is a little score independent. So if he's hitting the shots and knocking you rebounds, he's going to not really hurt you at 5'2", but not going to be the best play because you're going to need him to score a ton. As we saw this game against Brooklyn, I think he played 25 minutes, got you 15 points, but only 5 rebounds and assists. So he only got 25 fantasy points. It's not going to kill you at 5'2", obviously. That's still 5 times the value. But not Bogdan, Danilo, I'd say he's like a B play in this spot. Should see about 30 minutes, maybe 35. Not afraid to shoot the ball. They're gonna need his scoring just because the secondary scores on the Hawks are all kind of suspect. One day they'll all be good, one day they'll all be bad. So I don't think he's gonna be afraid to shoot the ball. Just a little bit score independent, but don't mind him at 5'2". He'll be less ownership than Bogdan. So if you want to go to Gallinari over Bogdan, I don't mind that. Kevin Huerter will definitely be low owned. He should see at least 35 minutes in this game. You just need him to hit his threes. Otherwise, he's kind of just useless out there. But that price for him is not bad. I think it's going to go down by, the salary price. Bogdan's going to have the most ownership, then Gallo, then Huerter. And then I do like Hunter at 4-3. He's going to see 35, maybe close to 40 minutes. He's a pretty good defender, so they're going to want him out there the whole time. And if he's hitting his shots, he can get you some rebounds, assists, a steal or a block. But he's a decent shooter. Shoots the ball. He's not, as you can see, he's not afraid to shoot the ball a ton. He's not afraid to shoot the ball. Sorry. So I do really like him if he's getting close to 35, if not 40 minutes at 4-3. I think it's a good spot for him. Even with him not being a high usage guy, I think he can easily play off that price tag. And then the last guy you can take a shot on is Okongwu. Should see about 20 minutes off the bench. He should get more run if Capella's doing bad, or if he's just being a liability on defense. But I think we should only be able to expect about 25 at most right now out of Okongwu, which is not a bad spot. He can definitely get you there in that amount of time, as we can see. I mean, some of these are blowouts, so he's definitely getting a little bit more usage, but 3,800 is not a bad place to take a shot on Okongwu. Otherwise, it's Hunter, Bogdan, and Trey for me. On the Spurs side, we got Dejante Murray, 10-8. Love him in the spot. He's a triple-double machine, basically. I think, last game, he came back from being out for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Lost a ton of weight, was really sick, but he still was able to put up 17, 7 and 1. I think you can expect more of his average of close to 21, 9 and 8. So I do really like him in the spot against the Pelicans. I think Keldon Johnson's a good secondary play. Some of these games are without, I'd say like the last 5 games are without Dejante. So Keldon was shouldering like the number one workload. As we can see with 35 minutes shooting the ball, close to 17 times a game, averaging 20 points or more per game. I don't think we can expect that in this spot. I'd say more, we could expect the minutes. I'd say at least 35 minutes, maybe a little bit more. I don't know if we can expect the same amount of usage. I mean, he is a good 3-point shooter. We'll shoot the 3-point a ton, kind of all over the board, but I don't mind him getting at 7K. Rather go to him over a guy like Capella, just because of the minutes and the usage is a lot more than a guy like Capella, who's at 6,900. Podol, don't mind him. It's a secondary play for me. Should see closer to 35 minutes, I believe. Going against J-Val. As we can see, he does have some upside into the 40s if he's playing well. Can score the ball. Sometimes doesn't get you the rebounds, what you want. But not a bad play at 6'6", as we can see here against Washington. Almost got a triple-double. A little outlier game, back-to-back games right there, but not a bad point per minute guy. 6'6", just more of an okay play for me. Vassell got priced up just because of Dejante being out. Don't really think we have to go there. He's just more of just like a kind of a scoring threat. Can get you a little bit of rebounds and assists, but I just think it's a little bit forced to go to Vassell at 6K. But today is not another one of those days where you could just run like definitely a mid-range lineup, which should do really well. Just because there's not a ton of spin ups, and you don't really have to spin up to those guys to get a bunch of guys that should be able to have a good amount of usage and be able to score the ball. Zach Collins will probably get 20 minutes off the bench. I don't think he gets to go there at 4-4. Lonnie might get 20 off the bench if they need some scoring. Just score independent. Yeah, that really does it for me. It's just kind of the main guy, Dejante Murray, and then secondary plays like Johnson and Podol. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to get to anyone on the Spurs side. CJ, love him at 9K. Even with Brandon Ingram coming back, CJ's really gotten hindered by the fact that they've gotten blown out or they've blown out the other team the past few games of the season. So even though he could have got like 50 plus in like 3 straight games, but fortunately the games blew out. Didn't get there, but at 9K, really like him in the spot against the Spurs. I really like J-Val. I think people are going to go underlooked on J-Val. 8'6", little pricey, hasn't been playing well recently. Foul trouble prone, as you can see, 5'4", 5'4", 4'4". So he does like to get in a good amount of foul trouble. So if you can stay out of it, Podol's not a guy who's going to be going after J-Val, trying to get him into foul trouble. It's just more of those guards like Dejante Murray. So I don't mind him. I think he's going to go low owned. I don't think a lot of people are going to go to him. So at 8'6", I do think it's worth taking a shot on him. I mean, he has monster upside into the 50s, 60 plus if he's playing really well. And this could be a spot where that happens. So I don't mind you going to him at 8'6", but I do prefer going to CJ or Brandon Ingram, and those guys will both have a lot more ownership than J-Val. Brandon Ingram is questionable, but it looks like he's going to play today. Should see close to 40 minutes. The only risk is obviously his hamstring. It could easily happen in this game where he tweaks it and he's not at full strength or he has to end up sitting. But he's been playing amazing the past, since the All-Star break, really. He's been playing extremely well. So I do really like Brandon Ingram at 8'3". Hayes should see maybe about 25 minutes off the bench. I don't think we can expect numbers like he was putting up earlier. So some of these games, that was when J-Val was in foul trouble. They pretty much had their playoff spot secured, so they didn't really need to win. They were just kind of throwing in guys. I don't really think you need to go to anyone else. This is a team kind of like the Charlotte Hornets, where the 3 main guys, CJ, J-Val, and Brandon Ingram, eat up all the usage and all the minutes. And these secondary plays who got priced up are just not really worth it to go to. I'd rather go to the secondaries on Charlotte, secondaries on Atlanta, the guys who are going to get minutes. They might not have the most usage, but they're going to get minutes, rather than, guys like Hayes or Hernan Gomez, Herb Jones, Alvarado. I don't think you need to force any of these guys unless you think one of these main guys on the Pelican side is going to get hurt, but you never want to play DFS that way just because it never goes that way. So, as of right now, I guess I'll give one more for my core. We got Bogdan, Hunter, Brandon Ingram. We'll get one more stud in here. I'm kind of leaning Dejante Murray, but I think I'm going to do I really like all the Charlotte guys. What if we did boom, boom, boom? Okay, I don't know if this is my core, but this is definitely a route you can go. Have LaMelo be your spend up, Brandon Ingram being your mid-tier guy, and then you could definitely work in, maybe let's see, 4K. Maybe a guy like Montrezl Harrell or Plumlee. I know that's a lot of Charlotte guys, but that should be extremely high-paced, fast-paced game. A lot of scoring in that Charlotte Atlanta game, not a lot of defense. So I'd say this is kind of the area I'm looking at as of right now for my core. So definitely make sure to follow me on Twitter at DFSHeart. I'll keep an updated core. Thank you guys for watching. If you could please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later today for NBA Prize Pick video. Let's get 4 out of 4. Peace.